Kindergarten students and first graders. I'm sorry that I'm not here for your class today, but I'm hoping you enjoy this drawing that we're going to do today. First graders, this polar bear that we're going to be drawing is actually going to be used for your bigger project. So Mrs. Simon's class, you've already done the background for this. Mrs. Dina Talley's class, you will still need to paint the background next time. And kindergarten, this is just a fun drawing for you to follow along with. And you are welcome to bring your papers home today. Okay, so if you're watching this from the rug, now is the time for everyone to get their sketchbooks. So whoever is in the room today, the substitute is going to pass out the sketchbooks, and you can go ahead and bring those back to your tables. And you will need a pencil. If you cannot see the Del board from your table, you are welcome to work on the carpet if you can draw on the carpet. But most of you, with the exception of anyone at the green table, and first graders, that doesn't even matter for you, everyone should be able to see the screen okay. So pause this if you need to pass out sketchbooks and get to your spots. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can see what the drawing is going to be like today. Okay, so open up your sketchbook to a blank page, please, and go ahead and pause this anytime you need to. I'm going to draw this with a pen instead of a pencil, just so you can see my lines okay. Here's about the size we need. So if you put your hand and your wrist on your paper, I'm going to start down here at the bottom, and I'm going to curve around my hand and back down. So it kind of looks like a ghost shape. So you're doing this with pencil, okay? So go ahead and get that shape on your paper. Then we're going to go ahead and start the polar bear's face. So you could do an oval. So if anyone who has trouble with this shape, you don't feel like you have to make it exactly the same. It can just be a plain oval. But I'm going to make an oval that's a little bit bigger at the bottom. Now, as I'm looking, I'm noticing that I don't really like the placement of mine. What can I do? Well, I can go ahead and erase that. Since I'm working in pen, I can't really erase it. So I'm going to flip a page. I'm going to try that again. If you need to try it again, remember, this is your sketchbook. So there's the shape of my polar bear body. I'm going to move it down a little, and I'm going to make sure it's in the middle of my polar bear face. And I still am a little bit off, but we're going to stick with it today. Okay, so that's the snout of my polar bear. When I do my polar bear's eyes, they're going to be simple eyes, one on the right, one on the left, or one on the left, one on the right. I'm going to do an oval nose. Make sure it's big enough so it matches the size of your paper. You can give them a little mouth if you'd like to, smiles or not. Okay. Go ahead and give your polar bear some ears. You can do the outer ear and then the inner ear as well. You're welcome to color that inner ear in with your pencil and then later a Sharpie. Okay. I'm going to add some arms on my polar bear. Mine are going to curve a little bit. Yours can just be like arch shapes if you'd like. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to give our polar bear some texture. And this is just to show fur. Polar bears are what color? They're white. So we don't need a lot of darkness on our polar bear. But I am going to just give our polar bear some texture to make sure I know that he is a furry guy. You can give your polar bear little claws. They do have claws so they can catch fish in the water. Okay. And then that's really all you need. You're welcome to add a couple details if you want it to have eyelashes. You could do eyelashes. You could do some happy eyebrows if you would like to, but that is what you're practicing in your sketchbook. Okay, go ahead and close up those sketchbooks. And the next thing you're going to get is a piece of white drawing paper. Okay, so everybody needs a piece of white drawing paper. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to pass out the white paper. Right now, we're still using pencils. Let me see if I can find myself a pencil here. There we go. All right, so please, please, please make sure you put your name on the back of your paper. First graders, this is super important. Please put your name on the back of your paper and flip it over. All right. So you can again go around your hand. If you think you can make that shape on your own, you can. I want you to think about though, how tall you're making it. You want to go up almost to the top of your paper. Look at how big that polar bear body is. Make sure you go all the way up. You don't want to see little guys. So if you put your hand in the middle of your paper, that will help. But try to make it, that's too small. So I want to make sure if you need help finding the size, put your hand in the middle and go around like that. Okay? All right. I'm going to go quick because we've already done this, but you have that oval shape, maybe a little thicker at the bottom, maybe a little thicker. So it's not a perfect oval. Okay. You can do your eyes. Looks like a platypus until we add the polar bear nose. Give them a nice sideways oval nose. You can color it in with your pencil, but you will do that with Sharpie in just a minute. His little mouth, smiley or not. His ears. Okay. And again, you can color the inside of those ears in if you would like to. And then his arms. Oh, that's a big paw that I just did on my polar bear. So you can add little claws if you would like to. Not too big. He's a friendly polar bear. And then you don't even have to do the texture yet. Just make sure you add the texture with your Sharpie. So after everyone's done with pencil, you're going to take a Sharpie and you're going to go ahead and outline all of those lines. Slowly and carefully. Make sure when you do the nose, you fill that nose in neatly. I do little strokes, like I'm going in little tiny circles. That the eyes get colored in. The inside of the ears get colored in. Try to stay inside those shapes. And finish outlining everything you need to outline. And then please, please, please don't forget the fur texture on your polar bear. Okay? You can color in the little claws if you did claws. But really importantly, please, they're just little dash marks. And they don't need to be all over the bear. We're just doing it on the edges just to give it, it's called an implied texture. So we can't actually feel the fur on our paper, but it's there. So we remember that our polar bear is furry. So look where, Mrs. Bierman, where I am putting the fur. You can go up there if you'd like. Remember, you can add some details like eyebrows if you'd like, or eyelashes. You don't have to, but go ahead and finish that there. Okay. First graders, this is what I need to collect today. Do not take those home, please. Let me stop my share for a second. If you need to pause it there, you can. Okay, so first graders, do not take your polar bears home. If you still have time today, you can go ahead and have some free time in your sketchbooks. Go ahead and use markers or crayons to work in your sketchbook if you would like. Kindergartners, you may take your polar bears home with you if you would like to. You can get out the crayons or the markers and you can decorate behind your bear if you would like to. First graders, don't decorate anything, just a black and white bear. That's going to go be part of our project next class. One more time, kindergartners, you can take this home and go ahead and decorate it if you would like to. All right, that is the art class for today. I hope you had fun drawing the polar bear, and I will see you next class. All right, bye everyone.